Hindi yung baka. I am telling you, that has to be confronted. Parang deja vu to eh. And the president is being aware about it with Picos. We were both on the same boat. And we were filing a protest in view of the fact that we are not so comfortable what happened to the result. He claiming that there was something wrong with the machine. Ako naman claiming, bakit vice mayor ko nanalo, majority of my councilor nanalo, bakit ako lang natalo? The worst ngayon.
Last May 12, naganap ang midterm elections, national and local. Ano po muna yung inyo pong naging assessment sa nakalipas na halalan?
Are you talking about the national?
Unahin muna natin sa local and national.
Are you talking about Cebu City?
Yes po.
Part of what I will be doing, that's why I'm here in Manila. Perhaps hours, I will be lodging actually my official protest.
So,
And that will be lodged before Comelec. And I do not wish yet to be discussing the nitty-gritty because my lawyers, we will be discussing and I will be reading the pleadings and that will bring me to, wow, that's me. 1 hour ako dyan naghintay bago yung balota ko. Anak ko na nga ang naglagay doon sa balota.
So, naka-experience ka ng problema,
Yes.
Mayor?
Because according to the teachers, tumawag pa ng 2 technician. I do not know until when, basta yung experience ko with Jason was there. You're there.
Nagkaroon
1
ng
hour.
paper jam.
Paper jam.
Oo.
Yeah, it really was. I was even wondering what, why a cell phone fell. So, it's not the only, I think, Jason also notices with, kasi pag bumoto ka na, hindi ka na pwedeng magsuri-suri dyan. You have to be out of your precinct and be back to where you should be and not to be seen roaming around within the perimeter.
Sa experience niyo po sa pagboto ngayong taon, compare sa last time, mas may na-encounter ba kayong ganitong problema sa mga na-monitor niyo compare sa last time?
Ano ba yung...
Dismaya?
Dismaya, that's the right word. Dismaya. So, when I was interviewed, remember, Jason, I said, I wish that my precinct is the only that is in trouble. But later on, I was able to discover because talagang pumunta ako ng 31 barangays in 3 days. Then, I've been able to discover, pinaraise ko sila sa Hanse. So, practically, this whole yung malfunction, nag-stock up, or what not, are common complaints.
Okay. Maliban din dito sa inyo pong syudad, ang isa rin sa talagang nabigla ang lahat ng matalo po sa nakalipas na halalan, ang matagal ng gobernador ng Cebu Province, Gwen Garcia, laban dito sa pambato po ng inyong partido na PDP laban, Mayor. Ano pong masasabi niyo rito?
I congratulate our new governor. That's the governor I've been with the convener. We really have the convener, and this is the group. I knew you will be asking. Team Liberate Cebu. And this document will bring that we had this convener form, and we ended up having our candidate, Maricuatro. And he did well. Plus, I went, before I had Pam got into the picture, Jason, saka Mar, I went to 6 LGUs. And that was last September of, not last September, last year. The other year pa. To do a search on who should be running. And tatlo yung pangalan, tatlo yung question ko eh. Pagpunta ko ng LGU, malapit pag yung simbahan nandun din, pumunta ako sa Paris. How is the governor? Is she being loved or feared? Pangalawa, Marcos Duterte. Pangatlo, kung mayroon kayong pangalan that should run against the incumbent governor, can you give me for my guidance? The governor is not being loved. According to the 6 LGUs, she's being feared. Pangalawa, tinatanong ko Marcos Duterte. Wow, it's resounding Duterte. Pangatlo, wala pa pangalan ni Maricuatro doon. Wala pa. Hanggang wala man yung, I do not want to mention yung mga kino-convince ko sana that you should run and run. And even, I do not want also to mention na mayroong emeritus chairman yung grupo namin. So eventually, Pam was only willing to run for vice governor because he thought I'm the one going to run for governor. And I told her, no. Di naman ako ganon. Iiwanan ko yung Cebu City. Gusto ko, ikaw, pag manalo ka, manalo ako, hindi maganda na yung relationship ng province at saka Cebu City. So, pag talagang sa iyo talaga. Saka nag-add up yung Admar Jason, yung impetus, yung si Digong pumunta na sa Hague, saka si Sara naman pumunta rin sa Cebu City. And I think she went even to Toledo.
Opo. Mayor, alam naman natin dito sa Pilipinas, pag minsan, pag nanalo ka, parang doon ka lang sa nagboto sa iyo nagiging sad to say, yung iba, doon ka lang magsisilbi. Pero ang katotohanan niyan, nanalo ka, pagsisilbihan mo yung bumoto sa iyo at yung mga hindi rin bumoto sa iyo. Pero alam natin na sa hanay po ni Governor Pam Maricuatro, wala siyang mga line-up talaga na solido for board members. At itong mga bukal na ito, magiging katuwang niya dapat sa kanya mga plano. May mga kagaya na rin na ganitong nangyari sa LGU po ng Dagupan City na nahihirapan yung mayor kasi yung bumubuo ng kanyang konseho, hindi niya kapartido, kaya minsan nagigipit yung sa pagpasa ng budget at kung ano man ang mga programa. Ito yung mga hamon. Natanong ko rin siya at aminado siya na magiging hamon din sa kanya. Ano naman nakikita mo rito, Mayor, na dapat na alalahanin ng nitong mga hindi niya kapartido na mga iniluklok din dyan, nahalal din dyan, para sa kapakanan ng mga taga-Sugbo?
It's not going to be too difficult pag magpakatotoo lang ang gobernador. At saka yung lahat ng mga, we call it, chief executive, magpakatotoo din. At saka yung mga board members. Kasi public office is a public trust yan eh. Your personal interest ends when the interest of your constituency should be addressed. Sino bang makikinabang? Sino bang ma-disadvantage? Ang ma-disadvantage yung mga tao. Huwag mo lang isipin yung mga tao, yung self-interest. Pinaka-importante, dapat yung lahat ng mga tao na talagang tapos na ang eleksyon. Eh kung talagang nanalo, tapos na. Magtulungan. Pero sa Cebu City naman, sinasabi ko palagi, let me first, kasi magpapile nga ako ng protest eh. Probably, it will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow. Morning. Morning, right? And then, of course, in the afternoon, in the evening, ano yan Yan ang picture ng optics ko
Yun yun.
Kaya nga ako nagtataka, bakit third ako? Ang nananalo, aywan ko. Kaya ako magpuputista kasi wala naman silang ganung kadaming tao.
Opo. Mayor, bago
Wala.
lang si partner Jason, dito pa rin po sa province ng Cebu, meron din po ba kayong sa partido po ninyo bilang pambato niyo po si Governor Pambare Cuatro, meron po bang mga nakikita kayo na dapat unahin na isulong for the province, yung pinaka-needed ng ating mga kababayan dyan sa lalawigan ng Cebu?
I do not want to be preempting, but we already had a meeting with the convenor, but there will still be another meeting I wish to look forward to, and that will include the Durano. Because these convenors, it's more of, let's see, parang composition dito. Kasama yung Mayor Digong Duterte with Sara Duterte. Tapos, the whole Durano in the 5th district, if I'm not mistaken. And Eric Espina, anak yun ng former governor. Estong Rama, anak rin ng former governor. Ernest Herrera, anak ng senador. Kami naman, in that meeting we had, I was telling the governor, where we can be of help, we can definitely be providing you that assistance. At one time, inoffer nga niya kung gusto ko ba daw magiging consultant. Kaya ko yung consultant. Gusto ko lang na from outside, I'll be your advisor. Yung mga iba dun, which he'll be needing, Eric has been already offered to be more on media and communication. Then Ernest Herrera will be also as a consultant. And far as I'm concerned, I can provide, instead of me, kasi ayaw ko maging consultant, meron akong talagang alam na alam the workings of the province. And that's Attorney Colin Rosell. But it's up to really to the governor because that is his call. And I was discussing with her, the most important thing is strategic planning. And the one that being a corporate man is the recruitment of right person to the right position. Kasi malaki yung province. Saka kung magmamadali ka, kailangan magmamadali para sigurado.
Jason.
Mayor, balikan ko lang itong naging experience mo nung pagboto ng May 12 elections.
Aha.
Kasi, yun nga, nadismaya ka sa naging karanasan mo at mas nagulat ka pa nung nalaman mo na hindi lang ikaw ang naka-experience nun, maging ang ating mga kapwa Cebuanon ay nakaranas ng aberya. And unfortunately, Mayor, hindi lang po dun sa Cebu, maging sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas ay nakaranas po ng aberya dun sa mga automated counting machines. Ngayon po, ang ating mga kababayan, ang kanilang hinaing ay baka nagamit yung ACM sa Dayan. Your thoughts on this, Mayor?
Hindi yung baka. I am telling you, that has to be confronted. Parang deja vu to eh. And the president is being aware about it with PCOS. We were both on the same boat. And we were filing a protest in view of the fact that we are not so comfortable what happened to the result. He claiming that there was something wrong with the machine. Ako naman claiming, bakit vice mayor ko nanalo, majority of my councilor nanalo, bakit ako lang natalo? The worst ngayon, in the north, ubos lahat, walang nanalo. In the south, yung bailiwick namin ng mga Rama, doon kami talagang, especially Congressman Edo Rama, the whole Rama compound, couple of months, maybe 6 months, andun lahat yung mga tao doon. You know, in-indoctrinate, etc., etc. Then eventually, yun, buti na lang, sinasabi ko, 6 lang na barangays sa South. Isa lang barangay sa North. It never happened before. And when you talk about the result that was being highlighted, that's not my number. My number, since I became vice mayor, then became mayor, it's more than that. It should have been more than that because the optics, hindi nga maglalay yung mga pictures eh. Yung mga activities namin, bakit nakakatawa, Admar, yung piniprepare namin yung pula, nanalo yung blue. Kaya it became a surprise for all of us. Kaya the need to have this, and I am glad. Kasi noon, in 2016 po, kami lang dalawa ni President Ferdinand Marcos. Very much, wow, that is our meeting de avance. So ladies and gentlemen, before this is even salamat po, Jason at saka Admar, na nandito tayo. At saka, saya na ako na paglalaban talaga natin kasi yung panukaling ko, 2016 pa. Sinabihan ko na si Presidente Bongbong Marcos noon, gawa tayo ng electoral reforms. Advocacy ito na wag na yung purely automation. Because pa yon. Ngayon pa, Miro. Saan ba natitested yung Miro? Anong countries ba natitest yan? Kasi kung hindi yan natitest pa, ilan lang what country, talagang we should be more conscious that the need to have the opening of the ballots, not only on senatorial, sama naman lokal, sama naman Cebu City, para makikita natin yung adhikain. Kaya very important yung future at saka itong present na talagang sinasabi ko, let's work for a hybrid automation. Ano ba yung hybrid automation? Pag nagboboto ka, automated. Pero pag counting, manual counting na. Pagkatapos na, malagay na yun, whatsoever, wherever in the election returns, automate mo yung resulta, papunta na Senate, papunta na sa Congress, or wherever it should be, number or what not. National level na. Pero yung sa baba, yung taong bayan sa baba, nakaparticipate before, during, after. Hindi yung boboto ka, malaman mo na lang resulta, doon na doon sa social hall ng Cebu City. Kasi, hindi mo naman mamabasa doon sa there's no counting in the precinct.
Mayor, you've mentioned kanina itong hybrid, automated manual voting. And then, sa gitna po ng mga aberya ay lumakas po yung panawagan ng ating mga kababayan na magsagawa ng manual counting. At ngayon po, ay isa rin yan sa panawagan ni Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy para matiyak talaga yung integridad ng halalan, especially nung nangyari ng May 12 elections. Your thoughts on that, Mayor, na kailangan bang magsagawa ang COMELEC at i-push po talaga itong manual counting sa mga boto noong May 12?
Of course, I joined. I really joined that trust. Kasi pag hindi mo makikita yung ano ba talaga, bakit naubos kami sa North? Bakit malapit kami maubos sa South, Biliwik namin? Bakit yung binipili namin yung yellow, kami yung green, bakit ang blue ang lumabas? Hindi pa pwede yun. Kaya nga minsan makita ko yung former mayor. Mayor pa rin ako hanggang June 30 po. I'm still the mayor of the city of Cebu until June 30. Wala pa namang sila pinoclaim. Hindi pa sila inindak. So, ibig sabihin, wala pang assumption of office. O sino ngayon ang mayor? Tatlo nga ang mayor na ngayon. Yung sinasabing elect, yung isa na fake mayor, nag-a-assume, ako yung duly elected mayor. At saka yung term ko ends on June 30. So, yun ang tamang designation, Admar. Kaya ginukul ko talaga palagi yun. Wala pa naman akong finality any decision. So therefore, for all intent and purposes, papasok yung de jure at saka de facto, if ever you want to be legalistic. Saka papasok ito ngayong sinasabing proclaim or elected. Iba sinasabi yung proclaim, pinoclaim sila eh. Saka, pero merong sinasabing, sino bang talagang mayor whose term ends at June 30? Akin yun. Sa mga tao na bumaboto sa akin and had given me over, I think, 200,000 votes. And look at my votes now. I only was being attributed with 120,000. And then, they end up with 200,000. Sa tingin ko, tingnan mo yung tao dyan sa meeting the advance namin. I was of the suspicion. I'm telling you, suspicion. Baka isa doon akin.
Mayor, punta naman po tayo dito sa national issue naman po. Kasi isa sa mga pinanghinayang ng ating mga kababayan, itong mga 18 million overvotes, especially dito sa senador, ay merong 16 million na overvotes. At nanghihinayang sila dahil hindi na bilang yung kanilang mga boto. Ito po bang nangyari? Ito po bang issue na ito? Ay kasali rin po ba ito sa broader call po natin for national electoral reforms?
Di ba sabi ko, Jason at saka Admar, I've been fighting for electoral reforms. Kasi anong nangyayari sa bayan natin eh. Pagkatapos ng eleksyon, ewan ko anong ginagawa ng COMELEC. I was even for providing budget for that so that it will be a continuing education. Pangalawa, even doon sa eskwelahan, mga bata, as they grow up, they will feel the importance of the right of suffrage. Kaya when they grow up, they will become already citizens with character that has a sense of nationalism, patriotism, and heroism. So with that, pag nilagay mo lahat yan, talagang mayroong kanta dyan eh, ang mamatay ng dahil sa iyo. Yun ang ating national anthem. Kaya itong nangyayari sa bayan natin. Ako naman, I'm talking now as the Vice President of PDP Laban 6, 7, and 8. Ako naman, I am talking because when Tatay Digong was snatched, kidnapped, and brought to Hague, I was of the stand, and that time on, I said, I will lead the opposition of 6, 7, and 8. Opposition on matters that is not in accordance with, di ba yung pumasok sa rule of law, walang morality, walang dignity, walang sinasabi natin what is proper and what is right. So I'm fighting for that. And kita mo yung nakikita ko yung fellow na abogado ko, galit na galit ako. Yung scene na yan, galit na galit ako. Saan yung dignity dyan? Anong binigay nila kay former president? They're not treating him as a former president. Kaya ako, sinasabi ko nga, Sarah, our vice president, kung nakikinig, I want to see her. I want to be sure. Will she be running for president in 2028? Then I'll be for her. And we should start now.
Mayor, going back dito po sa Cebu Province, dahil sa noong May 12 elections, isa talaga po sa mga napuruhan ay si Governor Gwen. And I remember, nung bumisita po ako sa Cebu, may nakita po akong mga karatula na nakalagay doon sa mga overpass. Hindi ko alam kung saan yun, pero it's in Cebu, sa overpass. At ang nakalagay is, Cebu Province is a Garcia country. Your thoughts on that, Mayor, after the May 12 elections? Still po ba ang Cebu Province is a Garcia country after the May 12 elections?
First, why was it being put in the city of Cebu? Was it in the province also? Because city of Cebu cannot vote for governor. So it's a misplaced propaganda. Have you seen it outside the province or only in Cebu City? In the skywalk.
Outside the province, outside the city, Cebu City.
So you saw it where? What barangay?
Ay, nadaanan namin siya, Mayor, na nasa flyover.
No, sa Cebu
in
City.
Mandaue.
Mandaue.
Yeah, in Mandaue.
Okay. In Mandaue, I cannot pick for Mandaue. But it's a cheap political gimmick. I don't even know whether it came from Gwen or whom, what party. Because in a political scenario, there can always be a strategy. Political propaganda, black propaganda for that matter. Cebu can never be a Garcia because it's so demeaning. Why? Because I went through a sampling that Garcia is being feared. And therefore, she cannot claim, if ever it came from their group, that it's a Garcia, it cannot. So look what happened. So the people have spoken, so she cannot claim, I'm sorry, because I did my due diligence. Hindi lang nagsasalita yung mga tao, Duterte. Pag Duterte ka, si Pambari 4 identified with Duterte. Pumunta pa si Sara doon. Hindi lang yon. Talagang ganun si Pam because of when Digong was nuts. Tingnan mo yan, no?
I remember, Mayor, yung si Vice President Sara Duterte, yung sinamahan po kayo, it was unannounced. Hindi po inanunsyo yung pagpunta niya. Pero kung titingnan mo, Mayor, yung pagtanggap ng mga Cebuano, ng mga Cebuano kay Vice President Sara Duterte, napakalakas, napakalaki ng suporta.
Kaya nga ako, nakita mo yan ang palagi ko, pictures, figures will never lie. Only liars cannot figure. With the immeasurable, yung number of people, kasi hindi lang yan eh. May Dulo Patima, may Ermita, may may tatlo yung lugar na pinunta niya eh. Pag tinitingnan mo, Mambaling, yung attraction ng mga tao, talagang undescribable. So, ang tao lang, if that is going to be the test, panalo na kami. Hindi na ako, panalo na si Dondon. Ang daming mananalo sa councilor ko in the north. Walang papasok na councilor in the south. Kaya sinasabi ko, ano ba to? Ano ba nangyayari? The crowd, meron kaming meeting de Avance, meron kaming ultimate convergence in Rama Compound, meron kaming motorcade at saka hindi lang motorcade, caravan. Meron kaming series of mini rallies. Yung talagang yung mga mini rallies namin, iba-iba yung small rallies, saka yung ginagawa namin, Jason, na morning, alas 4 pa, meeting na ako. 6 o'clock, nandun na kami. Yan o, tinan mo yan o. That, Torion, Babit, we were there with Hinlo and the governor. And the governor pointed Capitol. And she pointed Capitol. It's so, we call that, ibang, mayroong term dyan eh. Parang alam na alam niya na mananalo siya. Alam na alam ko naman na pag yung dami ng tao dun sa Cebu City, mayroon mga relatives yan sa province. Yan, ano namin, meeting de Avance. Yung meeting de Avance na yan, ang dami yan, na mayroon pang Opon, o Lapu-Lapu, wherever. So talagang makikita nyo na nagdidify yung pumupunta sa rally namin sa Rizal. Ano bang nangyayari? Kung hindi, talagang something, the machine, and the opening of the machine is the only answer.
Mayor, I have one question in relation to that before natin ibalik kay Partner Admar. Kasi kanina, na-mention mo na, hindi basta-basta yung mga pagtanggap ng mga tao, especially yung crowd during the rallies, campaign rallies na ginagawa po ninyo, maging ng mga Duterte, ay makikita po talaga yung mainit na suporta. Your comment or your thoughts po doon sa naging resulta naman ng Magic 12, doon sa mga senatorial balls. Kung makikita natin, Mayor, may nakapasok 3, which is Senator Bongo, Senator Bato de la Rosa, and we have Congressman Rodante Marcoleta, and then yung +2, nakapasok sila Congresswoman, Senator Amy and Congresswoman Villar.
the need again to open. Kasi I do not want to be pinpointing na magtataka ka lang. Kasi I was of the thought already, kung hindi man 12 yung papasok sa atin, hindi naman
Bababa siguro ng 5.
hindi na mabababa. Kasi pinag-usapan namin ito ni Mayor Digong eh. Yung hindi pa siya pumunta doon sa
The Hague.
Hague. Yung pumunta siya sa Hague. Yan, amin yan, no? Sa ano daw, yan, Suba. Pasil yan. Pumunta si Sara BP. Alam mo, yung pumunta sa Hague, lalong umakyat yung ating mga kandidato. Di ba, Jopep? Lahat sila umakyat. Eh, kasama na kami, aakyat. Eh, bakit kami bumaba? Yan ang talagang dapat let's open by all means the ballot boxes.
Opo. Kayo rin po ba ay sumasang-ayon na hindi na needed ng batas para dito sa manual counting? Kasi nakasaad na ito rin
Nandiyan na yan.
ginigit sa Section 31.
Yan, ang Republic Act. Mayroong Republic Act yan eh.
Mhm.
Mayroong 69 ata or whatever. Nandiyan na. Hindi ka na maghahanap pa. Nandiyan na yun sa Republic Act. Kaya that is really something that COMELEC will have to do.
Opo. And maliban dito, kasi after nitong midterm election, attorney, ang mayor, ang susunod nito ay ang presidential election. Sa 2028 election po ba, ano po ba yung nais ninyo na klase ng sistema ng ating pagboto? Nais nyo na po ba na hindi la fully automated, gawin itong hybrid, mano-mano yung bilangan sa presinto, doon sa pag-transmit na lang para mabilis ang automated. Tapos ito ring maliban dito sa lokal natin na mga klase ng sistema ng pagboto, marami ding nagrereklamo sa mga pagboto doon sa abroad at nagresulta nga ito sa mababang turnouts din ng boto sa mga OFW kasi medyo imbis na sabi nila magiging mabilis naging pahirapan sa mga OFW itong pagboto gamit ang internet, Mayor.
Kaya nga, pumasok nga tayo ng something being upgraded, yung resulta naman ended up downgrading. Kaya let's all be focused on this. Otherwise, we are desecrating yung talagang right of suffrage. Kasi yung right of suffrage po, yung alam na alam ko noon pa, kasi nampre na po ako eh. Nagre-lecture din ako ng mga watchers. Umpisa yan even before. Night before, days before, on the day. Then, after the election, yung right ng mga voters, andun yan, nakatutok yan sa precinct level. Precinct level yan. Tapos biglang nag-automation, yung counting, was there accounting per precinct or assigned? Yun ang tanong eh. Saka pag nag-transmit diretso doon sa LGU, ang bilis mo manalo at saka ang bilis mo matalo. Yun ang nangyayari. Okay lang kung natatalo ka, fair and game. Fair yung rules. Pero natatalo ka, hindi magmamatch ng ginagawa mo, yung efforts mo. Kasi ginawa ko talaga, Jason, after the whole gamot, pumunta ako. I think, nagpunta ka ata doon eh. Pumunta ako ng 31 barangays in 3 days. Anong ginawa ko? Ito lang ginawa ko eh. First, nagpapasalamat po ako. Pangalawa, nagtanong po ako, was there a flooding of vote buying? Or was it the vote buying in deluge? sa Binisaya pa, nagbaha ba ang boat buying? Ikaduha, naglunop ba og boat buying? Nangutana sa ko, kinsa may nag-boat buying? Kusog ba or BOPK? Then at the end of the day, I ended up gathering the data. Now, walang massive boat buying. Now, ending. Precinct level na. Taas yung kamay nyo. Ako, tumataas sa kamay ko kasi 1 hour ako bago ako bumoto. In all those 31 barangays, talagang mayroong concern on the ECM. Talagang nagrereklamo sila kasi matagal napasok or hindi makapasok kagaya sa akin. It took 1 hour. Naglilinya ako doon, nagkaupo with my son. Abot na kami ng anak ko eh. Hindi naman kami nagsabot na mag-abot me. So he ended up also na he is beside me. He's not there yet, but he was beside me in voting. Pumasok siya later. Akala ko biglang hindi pala makapasok. So, wow, I waited for 1 hour, tapos walang balot ako. Ang dami naglilinya na. Kaya I was of the view that kung ito nangyayari sa akin, it's alarming. It might be disastrous.
Opo. Tsaka, Mayor, may dagdag ko rin kasi yung nabanggit kanina ni partner Jason, napakarami ng nagkaroon ng overvote. Sa pagkakaalam ko, may listahan na yan na dala-dala yung ating mga kababayan. Masyado bang sensitibo sa nakikita mo yung mismong balota para magkaroon talaga ng overvote? Meron pang isang isang kilalang vlogger, talagang sinuri niya bago siya umalis doon sa kanyang upuan. Meron pa siyang dalang listahan, nakapapel kasi hindi nga pwede sa cellphone kasi sinasabing bawal. Talagang minake sure niya na binilang niya na yung talaga, pero still, nag-overvote. Kaya mas okay pa nga raw yata na mag-undervote. Kahit nga mag-undervote, marami din tayong mga issue na naririnig. Si Attorney Raul Lambino nga, kahit na siya, na binoto niya yung sarili niya, pati yung sa niya, sa asawa niya, anak niya, hindi rin niya makita mismo doon sa mismong resibo, Mayor.
I don't want to add up. Ako nga yung kay Raul, talagang personal niya yan. Ako nga ginawa ko rin, iniisa-isa ko yan para hindi ako mag-overvote. Plus, meron man akong kudigo.
Kadigo.
Kaya talagang tinitingnan yung kudigo. Yung, para hindi yung mamawala yung possibility. Pero 18 million overvotes, that's ridiculous. Para bang, are you telling 18 million illiterates? Pare, that is an insult to literacy.
Opo. And isa pa sa mga nakikita din natin dito, same pa rin kay Attorney Raul Lambino, kasi yung kanyang anak, nanalo pala sa pagka-vice governor. No? Alam naman natin na nagpakilala sa Lambino sa mga taga Pangasinan.
Yep.
So, siya yung nagdala. Pero ang nangyari, ang resulta, may higit 1 milyon ang nakuhang boto ng kanyang anak bilang vice governor, siya 200,000. Parang meron ba kayo pagkakatugma doon?
Nangyari yan sa akin din. Hindi ko maintindihan na ito, may boto yung, ayoko na magsalita kasi kasama ko rin na bakit hindi man ako nasama doon? Meron din kapitan, bakit hindi ako nasama doon? Kaya ako, isa lang naiisip ko talaga na mayroong word doon na tina-target ata kami. Yung word doon, tina-target, na dapat hindi talaga manalo. Kailangan ito lang ang dapat manalo. Kaya sinasabi ko sa iyo, yung tatlong pangalan dyan, hindi ko maintindihan bakit naging number 3 ako. Itong sorbe ko dito, dala ko nga folder eh. Sila yung nasa babae. Ang ginawa nila, kinokondisyon nila yung mga tao. Ala, kondisyon. Ito naman, sorbe ko. Ang ginawa ko naman ng grupo namin, sige, kayong manalo, panghuli kami mananalo talaga. Bakit? We have the people on our side. Kaso lang magkalaban mo machine. Saan ka mananalo dyan?
Tsaka may silbi pa ba yung mga poll watcher ngayon na mayor na ang ano na is nandoon na sa mismong makina na. ano na lang yung titingnan ng mga poll watcher
Kaya nga
doon?
ako sinasabi ko palagi sa kanila, kahit wala tayong watchers, teacher lang doon, yung machine na yan, ano ba dapat gawin? Kung talagang mayroong security yan, then we do not have to worry anymore. That machine in itself and the teachers watching the process. Do you need watchers? You don't need watchers. Ang watchers na titingnan mo lang, punta lang kayo sa labas, wala bang vote buying? Yung hahanapin mo yung saan bibili ng boto mismo within the school premises. Pero pagdating ng machine ay nagbabag down, kailangan mo talaga ng watcher kasi i-report mo yan eh. What was being guaranteed sa atin? Ginaguaranteed sa atin na kasi I was watching all the time what Comelec would wish us to believe in, that this machine is a better machine. Question, saan bang country ito tinitest noon? Pangalawa, meron ba sinasabi na pag mainit ang lugar natin, maapektuhan yung machine? Meron ba sinasabi in the briefing from Comelec? Bakit biglang naging issue yung temperature? Hindi ko maintindihan yun. Were we made to anticipate na mayroong mangyayari because of the temperature? Mayroon ba? Naririnig mo niyo ba?
Dinaan nila sa ano yan eh. Anong tawag nun? Test? Torture test? Or dinaan mo na nila sa ano?
Were we forewarned to anticipate that the machine will malfunction because of temperature?
Anong oras mo kayo bumoto nun, sir?
Maaga.
Alas 7.
Mag-isa
Kakaumpisa pa lang ng ano niyan. Umiinit yung
yun na
makina.
nga. Hindi, I think ano yung oras ga?
So, hindi
Mga about 10 o'clock, no? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
Bago pa kakaumpisa pa lang ng ano.
Umpisa lang nga eh. Hindi naman marami-raming tao dun eh. Kaya nga ako nagtataka. Tapos nangyayari yung explanation about the temperature, ang init ng ating, ano yung temperature natin. Oh, ano ba to? Bakit tayo kumukuha ng machine? Pa-aircon muna natin lahat na presento para hindi tayo magdududa.
Kaya nga mas mainam sa lokal muna or sa baba, sa presinto muna, Mayor, magbilangan na, total.
Kaya nga, sabi ko noon, 2016 ko pa sinasabi yan kay Vice President noon na he was fighting. Sabi ko kay Bongbong, Vice, ikaw ang magdala ng Luzon, ako ang sa Visayas, maghanap tayo ng isa sa Mindanao na pareho natin na biging biktima ng PICOS. And we fight for electoral reforms and insist on hybrid automation. Ano ba yung hybrid? Yung kanya sinasabi ko nga, hybrid automation. Talaga makikita ng mga tao ang bilingan doon. Kahon, kahon, kahon. Pagkatapos, ilagay sa election returns. Mayroon yan, election returns. Tapos, kung ano yung lalagyan na ilagay mo doon sa sistema. Paglagay ng sistema, parang ano rin yun, parang balota ba? Correct. Oh, papasok doon sa baba, sa taas. Papasok doon sa City of Cebu, yung sa mga
City
city canvassing, wala na magdadaya kasi doon mismo sa precinct level,
Oo,
kitang-kita na yung
pwedeng may
result.
bangga. Kung ano yung nakuha nila
Yes,
doon dito
yes.
sa baba. Pero kayo po ba'y nagtataka na sinasabing biktima ng hukos-pikos si BBM pero hindi niya pinush nung siya ay nakaupo na presidente na mabago yung sistema?
Tanungin mo natin si George, kasi kilala ko si George. Si George was the lawyer. Yan si George. He was the lawyer of BBM. And we were discussing about it. He was supposed to be, I don't know if I would have been tapping him as my lawyer. Pero alam mo naman, kaya hindi ko maintindihan talaga. Ang maka-answer lang dyan si BBM. Basta I was fighting for the electoral reform. So naman si George, sinasabi ni George, huwag kang matakot, this machine, yung machine at kikita ko, pero pag pinasukan na yan ng hacking, technology glitch, sino makakastop? Kung may internet yan, nakukonek yun, sino makakastop?
Hindi nakikita yan ng poll watcher.
Hindi mo makikita yan. Hirap. Ang hirap pagkalaban mo machine. Pero yung machine, andun yung ballot box or whatever. Pag counting, ipalabas mo. Pagpalabas mo, oh, ito na. Kahon. Kahon. Hanggang meron ng result. Ay result na ng national, result ng congressman, result ng local, pasok mo na. Padala mo sa taas. Then, kasi sabi nila, what's the use of automation? Meron pa rin. Bilis yung papunta doon sa taas. Pero secured naman na hindi po pwedeng yung sa lokal mag-iiba doon sa national. Hindi. Kasi meron ng kopya sa national.
Opo. And siguro bilang panghuli na lang, Mayor, ano na lang po ang inyo pong panawagan sa ating mga kababayan? Dapat ba na tigilan na lang natin ito or lalo pang mas maging mapagmatsyag, mapanuri? Kasi nga, may kasabihan, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Pero paano na lang kung yung voice of the people ay minaniobra, namaniobra, o di kaya ay dinaya. So,
Nabudol.
Nabudol. So ano na lang pong mangyayari, Mayor?
Huwag na huwag tayong titigil. Kaya ako, tapos na file tong protest, kukuha pa kami with as many, whatever, down the line. I don't know how possible the testimony, etc. To talagang augment and enhance our position. Yung interim na nakaupo, I can guarantee them, hindi naman ako obstructionist. Hindi. I will not be a deterrent as the party president of Partido Barug, especially Partido Barug, Team Rama. Hindi ko naman i-encourage yung ando na sa council, apat sila, yung dalawa, kung talagang they will stay, di anim na sila, they should continue to be fiscalizers. They should not be an obstructionist. And if there is a need to ally with all because it is for the betterment of the city of Cebu's welfare, greater good for the greater number, boboto kayo. Pero pag makita yung ito na naman, corruption na naman, belies good governance, hindi naman in accordance with the rule of law, you made a stand. Kasi po, yun lang ang ano nating obligasyon. Especially ako, yung lahat na naging casualty. Please, yung grupo namin, na nandun na, remember us, we have become a casualty. Do your job for us deserving that we can still continue to respect you. And with that, including yung iba na I do not know kung deserving sila sa panalo nila, kaya nga ako nagpuputesta sa buong bansa. Democracy will die if vigilance will no longer be around. Barog tayo. Tindog tayo. Tayo tayo. And let the voice of God. And the voice of God is from the people. And that is what we should be doing. In the name of God, that's what we ought to do. Maraming salamat. It's Iminay, Jason, and Admar.
Maraming salamat si Cebu City former Mayor Mike Rama, ang ating nakasama po mga kababayan. Magbabalik pa ang SMNI Nightline News.
Tutukan ang SMNI Nightline News with MJ and Admar.